doing it in the context, I mean, it would be sort of hard to talk about my body of work without angels, because that's my thing. I call it the franchise, you know. It'll be the first line of my obituary. It was the 20th anniversary of Angels on Broadway, and it had not been back in New York since its Broadway run. It felt like the right time to bring it back. I got to do a lot of rewriting for the second part of Angels, for Perestroika, and I've even included this in the published version. I mean, I got in Bill Heck playing Joe, an actor whose performance helped me answer a lot of questions. And I knew Bill Heck's work because I had seen Orphan's Home Cycle the year before and said, I want him to play Joe. We did this table reading, and even though Bill wore a baseball hat, and it made me annoyed at first, I thought, why are you wearing, you know, Joe Pitt doesn't wear a baseball hat. And Zoe Kazan is sitting next to him playing Harper, and she has to look at you, and that's stupid, take that hat off. And I think at one of the intermissions, I said, take your hat off. We started reading Millennium Approaches. He was just great. I mean, he was that character from the minute we started. I was loving what he was doing in Millennium. And then we got to Perestroika, and all of a sudden he stopped talking. The character just became very quiet for most of the play. And I missed him. I thought, you know, why isn't this interesting person talking? And I kept seeing things in the text where he should talk. It's like, oh, this would be a good time for him to say something. And I think that what I had done over the years is you write in a little moment. If you don't know how to write it yet, you leave a little marker that says, someday, if you come back to this, you'll know how to do it. And, you know, I mean, up until late previews, I was bringing Bill pretty big rewrites, and he never blinked, he never said anything other than great, and memorized them in 10 seconds and put them in. And the whole cast was like that. After we opened, I called Christian Borle, who was playing Pryor, and said, I've written a new last little thing for him to say in the big scene in heaven at the end of Perestroika. Christian, of course, is a musical theater actor, so he wasn't at all intimidated by that, and he said, you know, text me the new lines. And I was in San Francisco at the time, and I texted them, and they were in that night. Except we forgot to tell the other people in the cast. So Billy Porter called me and said, you should have told us that he was going to say that, because we all started crying on stage. It was a wonderful experience.